frontier. This is Football Daft with Stephen Purden,
midfield dynamo and average actor,
Chris Toll,
target man, suspicious character,
and
Hey, the top end of Stevenson.
Welcome to Football Daft, the daftest Scottish football podcast around. My name's Stephen Purden, and let's welcome the team first. The biggest star of Scott Squad. We've got him in this show. He reappeared as Tam Spraggins again this week in a sensational sketch. It is the one and only Chris Toll. How's it going, Tam?
What's happening, lads? He's good.
Good, mate. Honestly, mate. It's kind of Scott Squad is back on the map again, mate. With you back in it, mate.
It's like me and Gene Johansson, fucking saving the day.
Saving the day, mate. Honestly, obviously, let's welcome another man who is in Scott Squad as well. It's Credo. What's happening?
He's alright.
All right, man. Anyway, Toll, it was good to see you back on screen, mate.
Thanks, mate. Fucking brilliant. The whole time I was just thinking when we were filming it, I was like, what would Stevie do? That's all I was thinking. That's all I was thinking all the time.
And that's how it turned out good, mate, because you didn't do what I normally do. It was good, mate. You know what I mean? It was good.
Yeah, it's good seeing you,
nah,
you done well, Chris. You done well, mate.
Cheers, mate.
You've done well, mate. A wee bit of work to be fucking, but you're alright, mate.
Hey. It was, mate, you were on it, mate. You were on it.
It was good. Mate. Honestly, it was brilliant. See, filming with him, it was brilliant because we done that for about. We were there for about an hour, weren't we?
Do you know
John, what you doing?
It was quite a lot.
John, what you doing? Listen, I seen for train spotting there, and they're going down to London, John.
Yeah, let's. I don't know if we should maybe pay our respects in any way to John Boy's hero, Dustin Diamond, screeched for Saved by the Bell. We obviously lost him this week. John,
him and Sir Tom, one after the other.
I know, but I think this could potentially be the last time John's doing this show because his career might really take off now that Dustin's no longer with us, man.
I know, but well, think about it. They're doing that reboot, aren't they?
Aye. You could take out his cameo account.
Aye, you could, man.
Right, I don't know, like, I'll take the glasses off if you're watching the video version.
Oh, Dustin!
Dustin, man!
Man. It's like when Our Lady appears in front of folk. You know what I mean?
John, do you know the words to the song, man? You could even get the song on. When I wake up in the morning, it's the longest ever. I don't think I'll ever make it on time. By the time I grab my books
and I give myself
a look, I'm at the corner just in time to see the bus fly by. It's all right. Because I'm safe by the bell. What, John? Join in. You know the
well, I was more of a Slater fan.
I tell you what, you don't fucking look like AC Slater.
No.
If it's no Dustin Diamond, I'm going for Alec Cleland. You're a dead ringer for Alec Cleland, man.
Alec Cleland?
You do? You know what I mean?
I don't see that. I don't see it.
You kidding on? Are you being serious?
By the way, I'm worried for John here. He looks as if he wants to fight us.
I know. Right, honestly, boys, it was good to see you back on Scott Squad on our screens. It was great seeing you back on the old telly box. Let's cut right to it. What has been happening in Scottish football since we last spoke? Celtic were at home to St Mirren and get beat, and Shane Duffy had a fucking blinder again. Toll, is he working undercover for Rangers Football Club?
Mate, I've got no fucking idea what he's doing, and he's got no fucking idea what he's doing either, but I like it.
Aye.
What about that? Right, just wipe the slate, right? He's only Rangers fans now. Just see this from a point of view as a football fan.
Okay.
Gonna try and explain to me what the fuck that guy is trying to do.
I mean, even the one where he's laid the ball off and he's went to make a wee dash into the box and he's ran right into Sorrow.
The best part is too, right? He's 6'3". He's built like a brick shit house. He runs into Sorrow and fucking falls in his ass.
Aye, Sorrow just stuns you.
He's the only footballer I've ever seen with a cauliflower arse. Know what I mean?
What is the deal, Tom, man? Do you think he'll play again? Because this has happened all season and they still play him. I don't know, is there something in a contract or I don't know, but it just...
We're recording on Thursday here and he's played on Tuesday, didn't he? I don't think he played on Tuesday, didn't he?
No, he never played on Tuesday.
Welsh played, didn't he?
Welsh played on Tuesday, but I think that might be to do with the plastic pitch. To be honest with you, I think that might have something to do with it. Do you know what? See if Neil Lennon's putting Barkas out the team, who has been shite, let's be honest, but he's saying, oh, his performances haven't been up to scratch. What the fuck is he seeing in Duffy? You know what I mean? It's baffling. It's completely baffling. It baffles my mind to death.
And what about Edward? He's refusing to sign a new contract, isn't he?
Would you?
And what about Cham? I know what's happened with that.
Cham. Philip Villas-Boas was fucking. He didn't mince his words, didn't he? No.
Who the fuck's Philip Villas-Boas?
What?
Did you say Philip?
You called him Philip Villas-Boas?
No, I didn't. And I said and Villas-Boas. I didn't say Philip.
You said Philip.
Right. I'll put my mortgage on this if John could show you the edit. I did not say Philip.
Okay, right. I don't want to take your house off you, Stevie.
I said, and what about Villas-Boas? No mincing his words.
Okay, do you know what? Getting to the point about that. What are ready for Cham straight away? What are ready for Marseille? And what are ready for Villas-Boas? Because it just goes to show you don't know what's going on behind closed doors at football clubs. You don't know who's making the signings. You don't know what's going on. And if I'm the manager of a club and they're bringing in a player who he's come out and said he's not a good person for a start, what does that tell you? Do you know what I mean? And he's no missed him and hit the wall basically. So
no.
I'm glad he's out of my club, to be honest.
The talk. Yeah, new manager's kind of simmered down a wee bit, hasn't it? Are you still, what you thinking?
Stevie, I honestly don't know what's going on, mate. I'm not going to try and hazard a guess because, like I said there a minute ago, you've got no fucking idea what's going on behind closed doors.
Do you think Yerda sells everyone's been approached?
They two guys are brilliant, by the way.
I don't know if he or she is right for the job.
Have you seen these two guys? You need to go on their podcast, man.
He's just fucking quoted them. Of course he's seen it.
Fucking brilliant.
Who's
it? Keniakos. Fucking Keniakos.
We don't know what kind of pedigree Yerda sells everyone's goat. Him or it could be her. You don't know.
He or she.
It's what he was. But troops, the big story of the week has got to be Jobbygate at Old Hampton.
Grado doesn't like talking about it because he's got IBS the same as me, you know what I mean? So he knows his script, but I think we'll probably touch on it later on in the show, but I agree.
Yes or a no? Should they have been sacked? Yes or no?
No, he's having a joke, isn't he?
Grado.
Hard one, isn't
it? Or was it small?
Was it a ghosty or was it a fucking messy one? I mean, you don't know. Know what I mean? The guy could have had a bit of a situation on his hands, and he's
exactly.
You need to go for a Tom Kite. You need to go. Know what I mean?
That's it. Aye, I know.
I can see Grado gets a bit anxious to these kind of things because we'll get more chat about football later on, and we'll have the football open line as well. So just sit back, relax, look forward to it, troops. And this week we also welcome former Kilmarnock and Rangers centre half. It's Rob Kiernan to the show. Plus we'll have another contestant on the player profile playoff. And on the big question, we're asking, who is the worst player to pull on the jersey for your club?
Football Daft with G4 Claims. Been involved in a road traffic accident? Call them now on 01698 767 172.
Right, troops, there's nobody on earth that knows more about car crashes than me, Neil Lennon, and Shane Duffy. Am I right?
You're here.
No, you're wrong, because there is somebody that knows more about car crashes. It's our pals at G4 Claims. Right, so remember, if you've been in a road traffic accident and you're not at fault, G4 Claims can make it easy for you. They can provide you with a complete accident management support that you require. They'll recover their costs from the at-fault party. They'll sort out a like-for-like vehicle replacement. They'll also organise your vehicle to be repaired at one of their approved body shops and returned to you. Should your vehicle be fucked, they will recover the pre-accident value for your car and write you a big fat cheque for it. And the best of all, it won't even cost you a brass razoo, as they charge the at-fault insurance directly. G4 Claims don't cold call. they don't buy data, and once they've processed your claims, your insurance will remain unscathed. And the best thing is Nicole and the team over there won't take on your case if they don't think that they can help. So if you've been in a road traffic accident or know someone that has, got onto G4 claims on 01698 767 172. That's 01698 767 172. Get them at notatfaultclaim.com or find them on social media at G4 Claims Limited. I recommend that you get them on social media at G4 Claims Limited on Instagram. That's all I'm going to say. All right. G4 Claims, Not at Fault Claims.
Made it easy.
It's Football Daft Open Line. It's the open line where you can say anything you want. If you want to talk about the current situation at Celtic, Grado and Stephen probably do. You can do that.
I'll talk about it.
Perhaps you want to speak about Dundee United's current woes. Are in bad form at the moment, not looking good. Or maybe you want to talk about Jobbygate at Hamilton. Everything is welcome on the Football Daft.
That guy's career's went right down the pan, innit?
Hey!
Hey!
See, to be honest with you, the Hamlin commentators are always talking shit.
Hey!
Hit your
Right,
top,
he's definitely hot the skids, man.
I tell you what, that'll be a stain on his CV.
Oh, fuck's sake. That was a good one. You said it.
Fucking bummer troops, eh?
I love all this deadpan humour.
It's like if you're sitting there, you're trying to think of another one, aren't you?
I'll be honest with you. He did have it coming though, because it wasn't the first time he had done it. It was his number 2 time.
Oh, mate.
dear.
What are you doing, John, what are you doing?
Nicholas, man. I'll tell you, it wasn't the first time it was his number 2 time.
John.
See, since John said that, he's so embarrassed. He's looking dead flushed.
Right, we'll stop with the puns and we'll hand over to our football experts. It's Stephen Cavins, Graham Goody and Chris Delahunt. And we're going to go to our first call, which is a bit different this week. This is a band who are coming in. You might have seen them on the telly. They did a song about Partick Thistle. They've got a new single out.
I thought you were going to pull the CD up there.
Oh, like Graham Norton. We've got a new single out called Bad Tattoo. It's a band called The Heights, and here comes Adam from the band on the open line.
Hello.
Adam, how's it going, Adam, mate? You alright?
Is that a mouse coat?
No, it's some mad shirt. Like, jeans,
Right.
See, Chris, these guys, see the way they dress, I'd love to be able to pull it off, man.
Aye. It's like, it reminds me like wee Scott Fletcher or some Grado. Can just walk about.
I don't want to say, you can't say trampy looking, because
No. No, they're like hipsters. You're like a hipster,
but it's
mate.
cool
Like a hipster.
tramps.
Aye.
It's like,
Aye.
They've obviously been on stitchfix.com, eh?
Hey! It's quirky.
I love it.
Aye.
Thank you, guys.
That's a game. So listen.
Oh no, here comes Sam. Here comes Sam. Into
Here he comes, Sam. He comes running in.
Let's welcome the other member of Heights. It's Sam coming to the open line now as well.
There we go.
Hey! How's it going, mate? How you doing, mate?
Sorry, I thought this was half past.
What is happening?
What's happening, my man? You all right?
I'm good, man. How are you?
See, that's what I mean. I know. Look at his moustache. I'd love to be able to pull something like that off.
I'm getting there, by the way. Check that, buddy.
It is.
But I don't know if you'd quite suit it, but told man.
You know, when you talk about it, I had a big fucking handlebar moustache at your last show in the pavilion, mind.
That
was a beauty.
Yeah.
Listen, lads, just ignore Grado, right? You spoke to him before. Me and Stevie are going to talk to you, right? Tell us about the Heights. What's been going on?
Aye.
And by the way, I just need to say something. I don't like your name.
No?
I don't like your name. Right?
Why not?
Why do you think? I don't. For fuck's sake.
I don't know. That's why I want you to fucking tell me.
Well, if I stood up, you'd know all about it, my man. All right.
Mate, I'm the height of shite, but when I stand next to Toe, I look like fucking Andre the Giant or something. I mean,
An SOS song. That is the best song I've heard in years, and I'm not.
Oh man, that's so nice.
Man.
And then I remember getting a drink. I think that Friday night, getting mad with it, and I was sitting recording myself, sending it to your Instagram. Just getting my drink, singing it. But not only that, see the music video. The music video's superb or not. It's funny. Where was that filmed, by the way?
Filmed in like an old pub down in London somewhere.
Was it in Bethnal Green?
No, it was Peckham.
No, we spoke about this.
Did
No,
I
it
ask
wasn't
this before?
Bethnal.
Sorry, mate.
No. It was near there though. It must have been, I don't know. Yeah, but it was an old working man's pub. There were some guys in there that like, because half of the pub was open at the time, and we were in some weird little room, like we like segment of it, and there were some guys there that just did not want us there at all, like cruisers that were like, you know, not casuals, but like locals, and they just looked at us like we're fucking pixies or something.
Do you know what? Adam, did you say that it was in Peckham, aye?
Aye.
Did you film it down there because you don't need to pay any income tax or VAT?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
It's a belter, come on.
I don't get that.
Only
Fools and Horses, you
Oh,
fucking
right.
maniac.
Sorry, man.
Right, Toops, have you got a new album out now then?
No, we've got an EP coming out. That's the thing these days. You don't. It takes.
Fuck's sake, Bob, man. What is this? Fucking 2006. Come on.
We wish we were doing an album, but we're with the label, and the label, it takes fucking years to get to an album. So hopefully in 5 years, if we've still got a job, then we'll release an album. But
Stephen's like, he's got a new 8-track coming out.
Aye, guys, where can I buy the cassettes, man?
Mini disc.
Right, man.
it's called, well, the EP's not even out yet, but it's out in a couple of months. But we've got a new song that's out like last week called Bad Tattoo.
Bad
Tattoo.
Aye, that's good. That's good as well, by the way. But see, a lot of folk will maybe be listening to this show. They'll maybe want to find out about this Partick Thistle song that he's done.
Yeah.
What was the story behind that? He's asked to is it a Thistle song, or did you just write that?
No, well, it's Billy Connolly, Divorce. It's some Billy Connolly song.
No way.
The 70s, and then
so it is.
And then Big Welshie.
When Grado let me hear it, I says Billy Connolly's going to sue these fuckers for this.
we didn't even steal it for Billy Connolly. We stole it for Big Welshie, who I think either played for Partick Thistle or managed them or did both. And now he's a Scottish footballer. I can't remember his first name, Brian Welsh maybe. And then he went to America to be a coach. He did this song, he put it on YouTube for Partick Thistle, and we got asked by the BBC to do this TV show, and they were like, oh, we should do this thing. It's like at the end of every show they have like a band that does a song, and we watched it, and it was all like hipster guys with beards singing. Like, we thought, fuck it, if we're going on there, we want to take the piss. So like, no one should ever let us anywhere near a telly. So we were like, if we're going on the BBC, then let's do something fucking mental. And then next day, I swear to God, it got released and all this stuff. And the producers, we turned up, we were expecting the BBC to be like, you need to fuck off. How dare you bring such a fucking joke of a thing to us, right? But then they were like, oh no, this is great. Like, we really like it. And we were like, class. And then the week that it got released, I don't know if any of you have experienced this, but when you go kind of like viral on Twitter, especially on Scottish Twitter, and it's mostly...
Yes, yeah, once or twice.
It's fucking mental. And all you can see is all these people like... I was like 20 people's cover photos. People were calling me every name under the sun. I was like, because for some reason I got it way more than Sam as well. Sam just stood at the back and like did his DJ thing. I was prancing about the front, and they were all saying, "This guy can't dance," and all that shit. I'm worse.
What was it? They called you a soybean or something like that.
If a soybean had a face, and also some guy said, "Who's the guy?" Joe Pasquale. They said this guy looks like Joe Pasquale.
What? Fucking hell.
Yeah, and there was worse ones I can't repeat, but those were the funny ones.
Guys, is it not true? Like, there's a whole bunch of Partick Thistle fans came up to see a gig in Aberdeen off the back of the song.
Yeah, that was true. Actually, they came all the way from Peterhead or something like that, and then we on that tour I said on Twitter, right, if you want to come and see, because we used to at gigs get people just shouting Thistle the whole time, so I was like, right. We're gonna sing.
Thistle!
Stephen, let the guys talk.
And it's heavily different from our usual crowd of like wine mums and like weird men that just like want to dance to our weird pop music. So it was this really strange crowd of like people that just wanted to hear all the dancey stuff, and then people that just wanted to hear the Partick Thistle song. So I said on Twitter, right, if you want to hear the Partick Thistle song live, come to this tour because it's the last tour we're going to do it, right? And then after the 2 nights on the tour, it was going really wrong, so we're like, right, we've got to stop playing it because it would just like people would just go mental, and like it just wasn't the right kind of vibe. But then these guys had come all the way just to see it. So at the end of the end of the gig, they were like breaking into our green room, being like, "We've travelled all the fucking way to see this." I was like, "Look, lads, it's fine. Like, come in and like I'll sing it on you the guitar. I'll sing you on the guitar." And we all sang it together, and they fucking loved it. They're like, one of the guys was absolutely steaming, and he just kept repeating, "This is the best fucking night of my life, by the way, big man." Here, big man.
Hey, that sounds like a scene for Superbad, man, when he's going to get a do.
They make him sing a song.
Superb, man. How funny is it imagining that? Just the fucking all these grown men standing there in your green room. Play it. It's like, the first ever gig I went to, I probably shouldn't. He's not the first gig I went to. The guy's in the jail now.
Oh, Lost Prophets.
No, although I seen Lost Prophets.
You can see
what is it? But I'm only saying, well, my first gig was Gary Glitter, and in 1993, and he went right at the end.
By the way, I'm more impressed with the fact that Adams went straight to the fucking Lost Prophets. as if he's the only musician that's ever been to the jail.
But it's like we're having a nice wee chat and all that good stories, and Grado just goes, "My first gig was Gary Glitter."
But I'm just trying to tell you that leader of the
guys, thanks for coming on. You probably never come on again.
Grado's raging at you, Stevie.
It's fine. Basically, half the crowd left, and he never played it, but then he'd come on in a motorbike and eventually played it, and it caused a bit of folk running back in. And
you talking about this? Right, guys, well, tell us about Bad Tattoo.
That's so funny.
For fuck's sake.
It's funny that your song's called Bad Tattoo, because that's how Grado got his fucking nickname.
By the way. I thought about that.
Was it?
Well, I was in Magaluf and I go to Tattoo. Nobody ever called me Grado. It was a kind of thing. We all get chucked out of a hotel, and somebody called me at Primary 7 for about fucking 3 hours, and I decided to put it in my ear. After it's a long story, but anyway, I tried to scratch it off the next day, but then it became my name, so fuck it.
That's funny, man.
What? You don't know that, Bob?
No idea. I'm loving the way you're telling the stories again, man.
But that's supposed what it's all about, isn't it? It's a tattoo. That's what it's about, isn't it? You know, it's just.
I got a tattoo in Magaluf on my arse as well. And Sam's got a fucking belter of a tattoo in his arse.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, it's brutal. I was at a party once, and at the time I had a fascination with Kenny Loggins. You know that.
Brilliant, mate.
And I wanted Danger Zone tattooed on me somewhere, just somewhere. And right around the time I was wanting this, I went back to an after party, and the guys had a proper like sometimes you go up, or like some people have like stick and poke things, and but I went to this party and they had a full-on fucking gun, like a full-on rig with a pedal and shit like that. And they were like, "Right, who's up next?" And I was like, "Okay, sweet, I want this. Maybe on Mars because I don't want my mum to see it." And they're like, "Right, sweet. And I was like, I just want it tiny, like Danger Zone, nowhere near, Mars, because people think, there's an
Danger Zone.
Yeah. So I asked him to do it tiny, just on like the side, of, pretty much my hip, and he was fucking sparkled, and I started doing it, and I felt it just slowly, the pain slowly going right across my arse cheek. And I was like, "You all right?" I was looking back at him like, "Is it going well, man? Is it going well?" And he was like, I'm almost done. And he just done Danger, and his pal at that time butts in. He's like, no, I'll take the rest of it, man. I'll do a better job. This is right. I'll do a better job. And without even consulting me, just starts on the other cheek, and it's even bigger this time. So I've got Danger like slightly like getting bigger and bigger on one cheek, and then Zone even bigger on the other. It's fucking brutal. And I went home the next day, and I showed my mum it, and she's just burst out into tears.
Well, guys, thanks very much for coming on Football Daft. Really appreciate your time. Go out and get Bad Tattoo, whatever you get. Your
HMV, John Menzies,
our price,
Virgin Megastore,
Zavi, our price.
So it's Heights, HYYTS, and I'm telling you, they've got a new Bad Tattoo is superb. I love it, and also SOS. Check that out. I know I don't know if I'll let to promote that or not, but that's fucking tremendous. That song, man.
So that was the Heights. Let's move on to our next caller on the open line. It's Mark.
How you doing, guys?
How you doing, Mark? You all right? There we go.
Rangers fan. That's a surprise. There we go.
Mark, you're on the open line. What would you like to speak to the boys about?
How you doing, guys? So what I'd like to ask is, I was watching the football results come in last night, and I seen that Tony that plays for Brentford. He scored his 20th goal of the season, and there was a lot of talk he was going to join Celtic. Obviously, what's the biggest transfer that you've seen almost come to your club but not quite manage it?
That's a great question, by the way.
It was Jardel for Rangers.
Yep.
You know,
That's
he was
exactly
in the
what
stand. We thought he was there, and then it just never quite. But they're talking about that Tony scoring 30 goals this year. Do you know what I mean? So that's some miss.
Do you know what? One of the biggest signings I think I was really wanting to happen for Rangers, and it nearly happened. It was the same kind of setup as Jardel. He was in the stadium and he's been on this show, and it showed when he didn't sign for us and he went to Celtic how much.
That's crazy.
Hartson. Aye, definitely.
The funny, the first thing I thought about was Jardel, because I remember I think it was at the 95-96 season. That was my first season with a season ticket. Did he get put? Was he paraded, or was he just told he was?
Him and his missus got a tour of the stadium. That they were there. Aye.
I remember seeing him in the Rangers trackie.
Aye. Exactly. The one.
The Adidas one. The white
one.
Aye.
But do you know what popped into my head? I know. Do you remember Kuzan coming back just before we went into administration? Remember that? And he was, I think we were playing at Hamilton, and
right.
he was in he was decked out in the tracksuit, and I think he had just signed the night before.
Aye.
And I don't know what. I think I just get cancelled, didn't I? I think I just got fucking.
I completely forgot all about that. You're
Remember
right,
that?
aye. I don't remember. I've got two for me. One, David Ginola. We had him in the fucking what do you call it? The boardroom. Ready to sign, and his agent gets a phone call, and it was Newcastle. We want to sign you.
Really?
He got up and walked out of Parkhead and went down and signed for Newcastle.
What a guy.
And
I know what your other one's going to be, too.
Rivaldo.
No, I was going to say Nacho Novo.
No, fuck it.
I thought John was in for Celtic.
Nah, Nacho Novo, he said no to the Celtic team. You know.
But I also remember, I remember probably around about the same time as the Jardel one. I remember in the paper every day it was Vialli. Vialli was going to come to Rangers for Chelsea, I'm sure. Was there no
talk that fucking Ronaldo was going to sign for Rangers?
Ronaldo,
Advocat, was it not? Or David Murray said you only need to play the European games.
Aye, what about that?
That's right.
Imagine having a season ticket but not buying the fucking European tickets.
I know.
You're never getting to see Ronaldo playing for your team. That was
a great question, Mary. That was good chat.
That was brilliant, mate. Thanks, mate.
Let's move on to our next caller on the open line. It is Dylan.
Dylan Old. See if this isn't a Celtic supporter.
How you doing, Dylan?
Short corner. It's
I love that
supporter.
I'm sitting there looking like a fucking Parma Violet. That's an old school jersey, Dylan.
I love that joke, man. I remember that.
It's a knockoff, but it's all right.
I know I bought one from my nephew.
I've got a wardrobe full of them. Don't worry about it.
Best of gear.
You're through the open line, Dylan. What do you want to say?
Just a bit about the consistency thing with Rangers and how they're talking about refereeing and stuff like that. Obviously, Morelos gets cited for violent conduct against Hibs. I don't get the whole consistency thing, because I think over the past few seasons, Morelos has had plenty of abuse and he's been targeted with kind of violent conduct as well. Just the other day, somebody from Hibs TV said that he should be chopped up and sent to different locations in Scotland or whatever.
I bet he didn't say he was having a shite, but did he?
That's what I was going to. That guy gets sacked, and yet we're still hearing about this whole.
Listen, you can't sack Irvin Welsh, mate. Know what I mean?
Aye.
Hibs were wishing
never done a shite.
Nevers, man.
No, I totally get what you mean. There is a lot of problems with consistency now. There's a lot of things that are being said. Strange. I think it's all down to the whole lockdown thing, to be honest with you. I think a lot of people just are losing their mind. I mean, for Irvin Welsh to come out and say that about Morelos, for me, was completely unprofessional. Even as a Celtic supporter, right? Morelos isn't my number one fucking guy, obviously, right? But to intimate that you want the guy to be murdered is fucking ridiculous, right?
Aye.
So you loved it.
No, Grado, I didn't, mate, and I'm not telling you lies. I didn't.
He was fucking retweeting it for his burner account on Twitter and all that.
It was me that fed him the line. No, no, but I think quite a lot of the backlash that Tanner's been getting for it's unwarranted.
100%.
But Irvin Welsh, I'm a huge fan of Irvin Welsh. I love all his books. I love all the movies that have been made for his books and stuff like that. But for him to come out and say that, I think was completely fucking stupid, to be honest with you. And he's trying to make himself out to be a bigger Hibs fan than he actually is. And I all right. We know that he's Hibs have featured in his movies and his books and stuff like that before. But for him not to be cited for that, not to be pulled up for it, straight away was silly for Hibs TV. But I think there's more that could be said, but I don't want to get myself into bother.
Fuck that, man. Bob, don't touch that, man. What if there's a train spotting free?
I'm kidding on, my hands froze.
I was nearly like that. We've lost Stevie.
No, I think what you're touching on there, Dylan, it's right. The consistency thing with the compliance officer and all that, I think it's been well documented social media. You've seen the amount of tackles that have went unpunished in this country.
Morelos, when they start the season, the first game of the season, somebody tackled him and had a chunk out his leg.
Aye, exactly.
Could you imagine if that? All I'm going to say is, could you imagine if that was Morelos?
Aye, there's nobody ever going to tell me there's no one rule for a lot of other players and one rule for Morelos, because that is just the way it looks.
In saying that, though, it's not what we're talking about is club media here. So obviously we touched on the Hamilton thing. It was Hamilton that made that decision. It has to be Hibs TV that would make that decision or offer an apology. I'm not too sure. I'm not clued up to see if Hibs actually offered an apology on that. But the likes of the SPFL,
they phoned Rangers apparently.
Aye, they did. They phoned Rangers.
Right. Well, it's up.
That was big of him, wasn't it? That was big of him. For fuck's sake.
Listen, we're sorry.
Right, see, at the end of the day, the refereeing in Scotland is a fucking shambles anyway. We all know that. We know that, don't we?
Yeah. So it's not as if they're bad referees, because some of the referees have officiated at the biggest cups in the world, biggest tournaments in the world. So it's not as if they're bad referees.
They're fucking dreadful, every single one of them.
Well, the worst.
I take it you never watched the game last night. Fucking Kamar Roof nearly put the cunt over the fucking Broomloan stand and only got a yellow card.
It's all coming out now, innit?
What about Klamara's elbow, man, against Livingston?
Exactly.
You still bringing that up? Listen, we've got a new one. We've got a new one. Scott Brown punched a guy the other night, right? Fucking, have a go at that one.
I love Scott Brown. Scott Brown, when he scored on it. Yes, come on.
That's it. That's the thing, but Stevie, that's what I'm saying. Regardless of what team it is, the level of fucking officiating in Scottish football is absolutely abysmal. It's abysmal.
Yeah. Well, I hope that answers your question, Dylan.
Yeah.
Off on a tangent about refereeing now, but
thanks a lot, Dylan.
Thanks, Dylan.
Thanks for coming on, mate. All the best.
See you later, mate. Bye-bye.
And that's it for this week. Remember, if you want to get on next week, best way to do it, get on our Patreon, patreon.com/football daft, or we'll get you on Twitter.
Football Daft's big question.
Right, this week, Chris stated that Shane Duffy is the worst player to ever pulled on a Celtic strip. So we have asked, who's the worst player to have graced your team? What do you think, Troops?
I think I've said this before, but I think without a doubt for me, it's going to be Sadiq. Umar Sadiq, absolute imposter.
Terrible.
It's just, I don't know, that whole situation wound me up. I didn't even like the way he was carrying on at the press conference. I don't know, maybe I'm being too harsh, but the game against Aberdeen and what was it, the semi-final, the League Cup a couple of years ago.
I said when Lewis Ferguson scored the winner, wasn't it?
Offside every 2 minutes and then gone down in the box. I thought it was just unforgivable. Absolutely unforgivable.
You'll go far to see a worse player. It was terrible, man. You still sticking with Duffy, too?
I'm taking Duffy out the equation.
Right.
There's been a right few, man. To be honest with you, there's been a right few bangers, but I'm going to... Willow Flood was fucking atrocious, man.
No, you can't say that, man.
I can say that, mate. You never seen him. It was fucking dreadful, honestly. So bad. So bad.
The worst, but one of the worst to put on the
Listen,
Celtic.
Well, you can go
What's
back.
in Barkas?
You've got fucking Carol Muggleton and all that going back 40 years. Do you know what I mean? Like, my cousin actually texted me about this saying, "Do you honestly think Duffy was the worst?" And my cousin's a Rangers fan, and he rhymed after these Celtic players. And I swear to God, I started getting Vietnam fucking flashbacks. I'm not even joking, honestly. But it depends how far back you go.
I know it is one of the ones. I mean, you could go back. I don't know, man. Remember Dragan Ladanovic?
For fuck's sake,
he's terrible. And then
That
you
was him with the hair, wasn't it?
Aye, and Federico Nieto.
You could argue Franny Jeffers coming up here and no scoring a goal. You could argue that.
You could argue Joey Barton.
You could. You really could.
Aye. Do you know who I fucking hated? I'll not use the word hated again in case we ever cross paths and he comes on the show. I didn't hate him. I just didn't think he was good enough to play for our club. Ian Black.
He gets a right fair time, yeah.
Oh.
Oliver
He was
Bernard.
kind of... Oh. Did you just Google him, yeah?
No, it looks like I have, but no.
Who you adding in there, too?
John, I want to know John's as well, man. It'll be probably somebody that listens to the show or something like that, I bet you.
Oh, it's anything Paul Hartley signed for Falkirk. Fucking.
I'll be honest with you, man. We had some toppers, but I think Tony Cascarino was up there, man. Tony Cascarino was fucking garbage for Celtic, man. Honestly, so bad, so bad.
Well, we see what the punters think.
Aye, let's see.
Right. So Roberto says, "Let's go with Senderos." Oh, we can maybe ask our guest about that. We've got Rob Kiernan on the show today. He says, like Barton came with reputation, but fuck me, you'd never have known he was a commanding defender for Arsenal at one point and a good Arsenal team as well.
He was. When I think he Senderos, I just think he Dembele, and I just think of the 5-1 game.
5-1
That's
game.
what I'm thinking. Aye, wasn't good. Wally Climmy has said Dragan. So I said Dragan Ladenovic or Jeremy Ruffin. Remember him?
Remember him, man?
He came with a fucking pedigree, that boy.
I'm right. I remember. I think his debut was at Fir Park. Maybe I think we won the game, and he was actually no bad. I thought, but it.
Do you know who came with a massive pedigree and he was a fucking absolute baller?
Weavers.
Yeah, him as well. But Jonas Tern.
Right.
It was terrible, but apart from the goal he scored against Celtic, it was a peach.
That was a fucking great goal.
Aye. But it was terrible, man. It was terrible. When you go, Toe, you want to take the next one,
We've got John here saying Dirk Borigton. By the way, that's a great shout. He was red rotten. He also says Ian Wright could be thrown in there alongside Henri Camara and Olivier Tebele.
I don't remember him.
You don't remember who?
But
Boricta?
No. Oh, Boricta.
Aye.
Really say it like that,
aye. It was fucking rotten, man. It was rotten.
Do you know always give Evander Snow a bit of safe time as well?
Evander Snow was fucking shite.
Really? I thought Evander Snow was he looked like he was going to be a decent prospect at one point, did he not?
He had one good game, mate. I mean, he had one good game and everybody was like, yes, we've got the new fucking whoever. Do you know what I mean? Frank Rijkaard or something like that. But no, it was dog meat. Honestly, dog meat.
Kevin has got in touch to say, being a Hearts fan, the list is pretty long, but Joe Pereira for me.
Joe Pereira, is that?
Pereira.
I don't
we had a
remember
Pereira.
Oh, Herrera's going to be one nominee. Herrera.
He just liking about taking Instagram pictures of fucking Aaron and all that, didn't he?
George, I remember this one, says, Eagle Austinstad for Rangers. What a load of shite. Even passed for an amateur player when playing for Rangers, and yet he played at the highest level for Southampton and Blackburn. It's very true. I remember...
Can't you believe he got to a European Cup final with Southampton and Blackburn?
The classic headline for Celtic, in the papers when we signed him, the Eagle has landed.
Yep.
He was terrible.
Fuck's sake. Sideshow Bob has another one that's listed some names that's giving me flashbacks, man. I've got a story about one of them. Dewey. Right?
They didn't come to your pub end, did they?
No, I got his name on the back of my jersey.
What, you got Dewey?
Oh, Dewey, didn't you? Aye. You got your dad to change it after the game.
Aye, because it was squinty. The print was squinty. I seen the game. I sent my dad back down to the Celtic shop with it. Colin Kazim Richards. Miku. I'm not having Miku. I thought Miku was actually alright. He couldn't score in a barrel of fannies, but he was a good player. Magnus Hedman and Barkas, I could go on.
Callum, oh no, it's yours. What was it me? Was it me?
Shoegrads.
Callum says Emil Ling for Dundee United was diabolical. He would struggle to tie his own shoelaces.
What's that got to do with being a
criticism
footballer?
I know. Gavin has also got in touch. Top flight, James Beattie.
Oh, he was
buzzing. I was buzzing with same time because I remember.
So was our man.
Paul, you remember RNA Manager?
Mate,
RNA Manager on the PlayStation.
It was a 5-star.
Aye, it was a 5-star to play anywhere up top, anywhere the big fucking square. I was buzzing, but
looked as if he was running through Trico every time we got the ball.
Gavin says was buzzing when we signed them. First transfer we paid money for in about 2 years. Karpos, always injured, no goals, speaks for itself. Wouldn't have looked out of place in the third place championship side down the divisions. How long have you got? Well, we've not got that long to keep talking, Gavin, but he was rotten. He was terrible. But he was in his day, man, he was a great striker.
Did they not? He was one of the first players to get 20 in a Premier League season for a long time, wasn't he?
Brilliant. Great striker, man. Aye.
Brian says Anestis Arigregiu.
Agree, was it?
Agree.
I remember him, man.
Mate, he must have been terrible because I can't even remember this guy. He was for Rangers. He wouldn't get a game for the BBs.
Oh, man.
Do you know what he was? As a fullback, he was very keen, but he was also very poor. So
when did he play for Rangers?
He played in the lowest league, I think. McLeod had him when
that'll
he played.
Aye.
Brett says it's got to be Grado or Stephen. Honestly, I'd say Carlos Pena or Bruno Alves.
Well,
it's good to be in the same fucking league as Bruno Alves or something, isn't it?
The thing with Bruno Alves was, right, you need to look back and go, the guy's had a distinguished career. He's played at the top level. He just played for us at a very poor time, and obviously he came here and didn't fancy it one bit. But he's not the worst player to pull on a jersey for us, man.
He's still kicking a ball, isn't he?
I think he plays for in Serie A. He plays for, it's a lower team in Serie A. He plays for a wee team in Serie A.
But where did he go to right for Rangers? Did he not get a good move somewhere?
He went to Turkey. He played against us for Fenerbahce, I'm sure.
Well, there we go. That was this week's big question. There's a lot of duffers in there. Thanks everyone for getting in touch.
Football Daft with G4 Claims. Find them on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram at G4 Claims Limited.
It's the Player Play Off. I change the name of this every week. It's the Pro Set Player Play Off. Whatever we're calling it this week, it's back with piesports.com. That is a website that you go to get pies, get a taste of Scottish football. We're missing the games at the moment, so this is a chance to get the pies in for the games at the weekend. Loads of great offers up there, loads of great packages. You get bovril with the pies as well. You've got Scotch, steak and gravy, chicken and chorizo, curry, all that sort of stuff. You can get involved at piesports.com, or you can give them a call on 0141 739 9999, 0141 739 9999. They'll deliver free of charge to a lot of postcodes. You can check out the website for those, and you can get them in for Friday and Saturday. Enjoy the football with a pie, which is nice. We try and give away a package every week on Football Daft, and this week is no exception. We play this game, and on the line to play today is Sean Hunter. How you doing, Sean?
Good. How are you doing?
All right, Sean.
Good, mate. All good, mate. All good.
Who'd you support, Sean?
Rangers.
There's a shock.
There's a surprise.
That's a turn up for the books, that, and a show, innit?
It's so refreshing to get a Rangers fan on the show. Honestly.
This week, guys, we're going back to 2013-2014 season. That was the season Celtic won it. Motherwell came second that year. Top goal scorer was Chris Commons, and that was the year Hibs and Hearts got relegated down into the Championship as well.
Sounds like one shit season, man.
It's a belter. Fucking belter of a season.
Well, I can't remember if you guys were League One or Championship that season. Was it League One, maybe?
Aye, it would have been League One because Rangers get promoted the year that Hibs and Hearts get relegated.
That's right, yeah. There we go. Yeah.
Aye.
That was great. So anyway, that was the season we're going to. If you don't know the rules of the game, very simple. I'm going to read out the description of a player from that season. If you know who it is, you buzz in. If you buzz in, however, and you get it wrong, it hands over to the other person First to 2 wins. Let's get, what's your buzzer going to be, Sean?
It's a catastrophe.
Nice one. Right, let's find out who you're playing this week. We'll go draw out the name here. What's that? And it is...
I'm not doing it.
I'm not doing it. It is lucky you're not doing it. It's Chris Toll that's doing it this week.
Fuck. Right, okay.
I would really struggle that season. I know I would.
Right, Chris,
You'd be a pure Mickey Weirma.
Wasn't it what I'd struggle?
Struggling, boys.
What's your buzzer going to be, Chris?
Fuck's sake, Duffy.
That's better.
Right,
That's
here
better.
we go. First player out. This player began his club career with Aberdeen, progressing through the ranks to make his first team debut in 1997 as a centre half. He went on to make 300 appearances before
Fuck's
moving...
sake, Duffy.
It's a caster trap.
Chris,
It's Andy Considine.
it is not Andy Considine. I will continue
no.
with the clues. He went on to make 300.
It's a catastrophe.
John,
Is it Russell Anderson?
boom, 1 point to you, my man.
Yeah.
Oh, this guy's
Russell
good.
Anderson.
Nice.
Right, okay.
Just a guess.
One more to win this then, Sean. See if you can get back in it, Chris. Right, next player out of the hat is... This player became a huge favourite with the St Mirren support for his no-nonsense approach to players, matches and referees. Many fans liken the midfielder to club legend Billy Abercrombie, who enjoyed a spell in a similar style. This player signed a new contract with St Mirren in January 2012 after Hibs had expressed interest in signing him. He was suspended for the first 2 games.
It's a catastrophe.
Sean?
Is it Jim Goodwin?
2-0, sir. Well played.
Well played, mate. Well played. Do you know what?
Hey, hold on. A couple of weeks ago, I get beat. No, I won. I still got abused. Toe, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you, Toe? What the fuck's wrong with you, mate?
Listen, mate.
Toe, what you doing? Toe, what's wrong with you? Toe,
Listen to this.
fuck's
Listen to this
sake,
guy.
Toe.
Listen to this guy. Couldn't even fucking name a Rangers player the last time he was on.
I did. I got it. I won 2-0 that day.
3 weeks later.
I got it.
Right, Trips Camden.
You're embarrassing us in front of Sean here. Sean, well done. We'll get the pies sent out to you. And thanks once again to piesports.com. Get your pies in for match day.
Football Daft with G4 Claims. Been involved in a road traffic accident? Get them now at notitfaultclaims.com.
Right, please welcome to the show a man who has had 2 spells in Scotland, starting at Kilmarnock with a loan spell from Watford in 2010. He returned in 2015 with Rangers playing in the Championship under Mark Warburton and then Pedro. It is Rob Kiernan. Welcome to the show, Rob. How's it going?
Thank you, guys. Thank you, team. All good. All good.
Mate, tell us the new. Where are you? Where are you the new?
I am in sunny California in Orange County in the United States of America.
There you are.
Do you know
that's
what?
That's the life, innit? That is the fucking life.
I wish we'd just done like a kind of Jolly Boys that says, right, we'll come to you and we'll interview you.
I'll take you out and show you the ropes because it's a joke of a gaff, to be honest with you.
Oh, I bet it is. And what's happening with lockdown and all that out there? Is there, what's happening? Is there everything shut? You hear about it? Joe Rogan talks about it, California. I mean, all locked down and all that. Carry on.
Orange County, every county has different like sort of rules, regulations. The police department here, the sheriff department have said, don't call us anything COVID related. No restaurants have been shut down. It's just outdoor dining. The gyms have to have like a door that's like open, for example. And apart from that, boys, it's been normal. Like, you know, a lot of people here just getting on with the days, and it's not been an issue.
Wow, very interesting.
I wonder why there's been 250,000 died in America.
Aye, I know.
Yeah, those numbers are a little bit. I think the gist here is everything's been manipulated a little bit. So I think people have their own views, you know.
Totally, man. So how's life at Orange County?
Life here is stunning. Like I said, in terms of just life, you wake up on holiday every day. You know, you wake up to the sun.
Man.
You know, I'm 5 minutes from the beaches. You know, it's a different way of life here. It's not just, you know, football. It's like your whole life outside of it as well. It's incredible.
Where did you stay when you played with Kilmarnock?
I stayed in the hotel that they gave me outside the stadium.
So the Rugby Park Hotel.
Park Hotel.
Oh, I have. That's all right then, isn't it?
It's so Southern California, huh?
I bet the pies were better though.
Yeah, the weather's quite similar.
Well, it's kind of like with Park Hotel. You just kind of fall out your room right onto the pitch there, but don't you?
I know.
Come on, it's right there.
Into the minus 84 degrees, and then get told to run around on that pitch. So, yes, it's a little bit
A nightmare. Rob, I was looking through your Wikipedia yesterday, right? And you've had a lot of clubs in your career. Which one of them would you say, with the exception of Rangers? I know you're going to say Rangers, right? But with the exceptions of Rangers, what was your favourite club? Would you say Wigan?
You might not say Rangers.
You might not say Rangers too.
Don't answer these questions for him.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, you take your answer out of my mouth.
Aye.
Listen. So let's just go back through it. So yeah, I mean, as a youngster, I was desperate to go and get games and experience. I was, for my sort of under 18 sort of, phase of life, I was, probably one of the better players, and it was never going to challenge me. So I went on loan. I knocked on the gaffer's door every week. So can I go here for a month? Can I go there for a month? I just wanted games. And I think a lot of the kids get lost in that period now, where it's like they're too good for these reserve games, but they're not challenging themselves. So my mindset was just like, I'm going to go on loan. But I think my favourite loan spell I had was Brentford. That was amazing. That was close. I was living at home still. The boys got promoted, that season, and like it was just a great changing room, and it was just a great experience. So in terms of my loan spells, that was definitely my favourite. And then obviously got called back from my loan at Southend at the time to Wigan, and actually managed to make my debut against Watford, my previous team, as a boy. So that was an amazing feeling, and done really well there. And then got some games under my belt, done like a season and a half there. Went to Birmingham. That was an amazing club as well, good standard. And then obviously went to Rangers, which was like you said, my highlight of my career, I'd say, definitely.
When you were at Wigan, were you made aware of the interest for Rangers at the time? And was your mind made up right away?
I was on holiday and I got a phone call from Mark Warburton, who said, I'm getting a Rangers job. Don't sign for Birmingham. I was like, listen, I've just done my medical. Like, they've offered me a contract. I'm going to go and sign it. That was the kind of vibe I was on when I got back from holiday. Anyway, so I'm going up to Birmingham now. I'm in the car with my old man, and we're about to sign. Everything's good. Everything's paper. I get a phone call saying, listen, I've got the job. I'd like you to come here. So I literally pulled into a service station with my old man and just said, look, I've got a decision to make. Like, I either go up there or I stay safe and stay at Birmingham. I know I was going to play. I like the manager. I like the club. I've just been on loan there. We've done really well. So made that decision, mate, and just went up for it. And yeah, that was a 20-minute chat in a service station,
Really? That's mega interesting. I love that. And then see how the likes, because I always wonder this about teams where, so see, you sign for Rangers, like what's the thirst, even before you sign, did you go on YouTube and look up videos and see what the Ibrox crowd's like and stuff like that?
Yeah, I'll just be totally honest with you, like, obviously everyone knows Rangers Celtic, like, now how intense it is and stuff, but like down there, it's not like the main focus. So like I didn't really get the club, so I got up there. But my first rude awakening was, it's just like as soon as I signed, I was getting death threats from IRA, all this kind of mad stuff going on, and you Catholic scum.
Really?
Yeah, my
don't worry, I'll phone them and tell them to leave you alone, mate.
Really? Is that right, man?
Yeah, before I even walked in the building, the death threats and all this, scum this, scum that, C word this, C word that. Like, I was getting stuck on the street, like just because of my background, like this is my dad's Irish, and that's never going to change. I'm proud of that. I've got a Catholic tattoo on my arm because of my nan. She passed away, and I have a Virgin Mary tattoo because it's for her. Now, that doesn't define me, but also when I'm walking to a club, before I even walked into the stadium, I'm getting all this kind of stuff.
Did that make you think twice if I made the right move here when you started getting like death threats and stuff, and you're realising the extent?
Yeah, I just didn't realise like how much of the other sides that would be involved in terms of just on football and wanted to go play for an amazing club, and then before I even walked in the door, my background, and also I played for Ireland up to under 21s. I was the captain of that team, and I was proud of that. And then obviously as soon as I walk in the door, or it gets put on Twitter and that, like, I'm getting dogs abuse from all angles. So it wasn't. I'm not gonna say it was hard, but it was just like, whoa, this is a bit of a wake up. So and throughout my time there, it was just constant. My house got burgled. Attempted twice. There was all sorts of stuff going on outside playing, and it's not just football up there. It's, especially having the background that I have, it's not as easy as everyone thinks.
Did nobody say to you, look, you've played for the Republic of Ireland and stuff like that, there's a good chance you're going to get a bit of hassle going to Rangers?
Not initially. No, not initially.
That's mad.
You
Because
see, that's the kind of stuff that you think that obviously affected you, and a lot of times folk don't think about what players have to go through if they're maybe having a bad game and they're getting.
I had an attempted burglary at my house at 3 o'clock, and I had a game at 12 hours later. You know, so like little things like that, like it's no one knows, and I'm not here to like talk about it, but like there's all sorts of stuff that goes on in footballers' minds, and then you're under such scrutiny, and listen, every opportunity to get a bit of stick, it was thrown at me. So from all angles, it's just part and parcel of it. But these are the things people don't realise because no one's going to shout about it. It's just it is what it is. But
that's me. Like, see, when that's happening, Rob, and you've signed for us, you're getting death threats, your house is getting burgled. Is there anybody at Rangers that you remember who kind of took you under the wing and went, right, look, everything will be cool? Do you know what I mean?
My neighbour was a godsend, Martin Lyon. The Lyon family, I don't know if you guys know them, but massive respect to them guys, and they took me under their wing. I used to go boxing at their brother's gym, and he basically just looked after myself and Harry. We moved into a house together when he moved up, and if it wasn't for him, mate, like there was a lot of stuff that got sorted very quickly because of him, and just top family. They looked after us, and where to go, where not to go. And even like nights out and stuff, we'd have Robbie and the security guys say, listen guys, where you going? We'll have eyes on you. And, when the house got burgled, I had security for 24 hours a day, all that kind of stuff,
What about the football side of it? When you played with Rangers, did you?
Yeah, stunning. Listen, like we've got, thing you got to remember as well, listen, the expectations from those fans is rightly so high. We walked into the building under Wolves, who plays a certain style of football, and as a centre back, you get exposed a lot. Like we score, we concede 3, but we try and score 4. That was our sort of mindset and attitude. So
I remember it well, mate.
Yeah. So the mindset of us is like we're new players. We don't really we're new to the building, we're new to the country, we're new to all the media. Like it's a whole different ball game up there. So we went there trying to get that success, trying to play a certain style of football, but. After 6 months of playing, people know what your style is. People know how to combat that. And we had to find other solutions. And at times, I think we were maybe a little bit one-dimensional in the effect that we were so adamant on what we were doing that maybe it didn't work out well as we wanted it to.
Aye, that's what I always remember. Like I always remember Mark Warburton saying, "Plan B was to do Plan A better." And
that
like
rattled
saying,
a few folk, didn't it?
Aye.
That was...
And I remember sitting at Ibrox and you're watching Foderingham get the ball. He gives it to you. You've got about 2 men charging you down right away, and you're wanting to play out for the back, and you just know that's the way you've been drilled. How frustrating as a football player. Was there ever times you wanted to go, look, mate, we need to change this?
Aye.
Yeah, listen. Let's clear something straight up. I've got massive respect for my Warburton, so I'll never talk down his name. I'll never disrespect him. Like real respect. But in terms of playing and being part of that, like of course there were times I'm like, I can remember playing Hearts away and it was just like an ugly night. The pitch was shit, And the thing is, we brought in Joey Garner, who, let me tell you right now, he is one of the best I've seen in the air. Like he'll go and head a train. Like there's no denying he's put his head anyway. So like for us to play that certain way with a big weapon up there like that, they can do that. It was just frustrating at times. And I remember, there was arguments, there was heated moments, and you've got to remember as well, boys, is that you go against the manager's game plan and mindset. You don't play. So it's you have to do it or you don't, and no one wants to sit on the bench. So there's opinions there for sure, but. First of all, clean up that. Massive respect for Martin. I'm never going to talk down his name, but there were times it was frustrating. Yeah.
Do you know what I find interesting, boy? Do you know what I find this interesting? I know, boys, right? Is a player can decide to go to a team down south. They could be in the Premier League, they could be in the Championship, but the minute they come up and sign for a Rangers or Celtic, you're right. They're exposed to everything in the media. They can be in the papers every day, and it's not just like the local paper. It's the fucking national paper. And I bet you there's quite a few boys that come up here and they don't realise that that's what's going to happen, isn't it?
Aye.
It's not just the back pages either. It's the front pages as a lot.
Aye.
You know what I mean? So, like, I doff my cap to you because if a lot of people, if they had been under the scrutiny and had the threats that you had, it would have been in the papers, and they would have, like, so to keep that under your hat, man, that's that's a lot of respect for you there, I must admit.
What was it your thoughts about Joey Barton coming to Rangers?
Joey Barton is a top boy. Like,
right.
The animal inside of that man is crazy. Like the mindset and the winning mentality is crazy. He came to Rangers when obviously he wasn't at the peak of his performances, and his legs have gone a little bit. But let me tell you one thing right now. That guy, you go to war with that guy because he galvanizes that squad and that team. I remember there was a team talk, I think, before the Old Firm, and he actually, I think the manager might have been talking, and he got up his seat and just said, "Listen, guys, no disrespect, Mark, I want to take this." And he just sort of just reading off about, like the passion and the hunger, and like just I remember it like it was yesterday. Like he had this attitude of just like, I've come here to win. I haven't come here just to make numbers up. I've done this, I've done that. I'm gonna go in there. This is like wartime. This is everything that I've played for. Is this is now the real deal. And like it was just the way he was speaking. It was just motivational, and it was just like I'm with him. And even in training, he demanded a lot. He demanded around the training ground. But that's like it wasn't just him. Don't get me wrong. He was just more vocal. He was just quite vocal. You know how he is. He's outspoken, and he has that respect for where he's been. But it wasn't just him. It was the whole club. Like Warburton, he installed that to us. And everyone around the training ground, it was like pure respect, pure. It was not like a case of you had to tell people what to do because the standards were that high that it was getting done. Training was nasty. Training was feisty. There's tackles, there's fighting, there's scrapping, there's words, there's it's not a playground, mate. It's real football now.
Right, that's interesting, and I'm just wondering, see that pre-match game. Surely was that a 5-1 game then? Where we beat 5-1?
That was 5-1, yeah.
So it worked out well then, aye.
What's the treat?
Don't listen to him, Rob. See something like that, Rob, where you're talking like earlier on, you're saying Mark Warburton, if you don't want to kind of go against the manager saying you're not in the team. See that day when we get beat 5-1, I remember there was the media thing about Joey Barton versus Scott Brown, blah, blah, blah. See, in the dressing room after that game, what was it like? What was Joey Barton like in the dressing room after that game?
It's just fighting, fuming, shouting. It's just kicking off. But it's all because everyone cares so much, and we know the magnitude of it. So it's not.
There must have been a wee bit of the whole. I can't believe he stood up there and gave that big speech, and then he's not turned up on the park because you never get a fucking touch of the ball that day.
I think that game just, in the most respectful way, just kind of showed him where he was at as a player at that time, and also you got to remember. Let me tell you something. He's come from Burnley, right? And I know I've worked under Sean Dyche, and I know exactly how he works. And this guy is organised drill. They're hard to beat. They don't play expansive, big football like we were trying to do. It's a completely different game. So let me try and break it down for you. When you look at Leicester, when they won the Premier League, yeah, do you know how hard they are to break down and be a solid unit? Because they've got people like Vardy and whoever else up there that are going to go and do the magic off a counter-attack. When you're the opposite of that, you're expansive and big, and the pitch is massive, and you're getting counted on, it's a completely different ballgame. Joey Barton is not built to go and run and put fires out like a Kante, is it? Like he's not that player. He's a solid, get tight, do your job, man mark, motivate, keep the ball, recycle, and use those boys up top. But we don't play like that. It's a different ball game, and I mean different ball game. Because you're expansive. So, for example, I remember like yesterday, I gave the ball away. I tried to find a pass through a gap, like we've been working on, like trying to find those holes, get those people danger men on the half turn. Give the ball away. You've got a lot of space to catch up with. You've got like half the pitch to do it. And you've got boys that are, Dembele, let's be real, Dembele is an athlete, he's a monster. So, you give him space, give anyone space. You give anyone space, they're going to do damage. If you don't give them space, like Leicester do, don't give them space, then you've got to have like your Mahrez's or, your boys that can just give you something out of nothing and go and get your goal. Give anyone space, of course you're going to do damage. So it's a different type of ball game. Joey Barton's come from Burnley. Now he's playing for us. It's a different ball game.
Aye.
He didn't have a proper pre-season at Rangers either, didn't he? Because his TV commitments.
One of them did. Even Sindel, like Big Phil, like he had like two games, 2 days training. 2 days training out after doing nothing for like 6 weeks. Like come on.
Aye. How did you get on, mate?
These are things that people don't see. Like these are the background things people don't see. So
Aye.
Like, you're not.
No, totally, mate. Totally. Aye. What about Davy Weir? What was he like on the training ground?
Yeah, legend, man, legend. Like, I just wanted to absorb everything from him. You know, like he was just, you know, he oozes class in every manner. But like he was playing. You guys probably know. Correct me on this. He was 39 playing in Champions League.
Yep.
That's
He signed for us under Walter Smith as like a 6-month contract as a stopgap and was there for about 4 or 5 years, whatever.
He's the definition of a Rolls Royce. Like he's just like, you know, I remember watching him for Everton. I'm just thinking, he's just a cut above, you know. But like that's a different pedigree of footballer with that experience, and physically he must have been in some nick to be playing those type of games.
He was great, man.
So yeah, listen, like, nothing but legend status for him, man.
Definitely, man.
I think he is a sort of player as well, even like across the city as well. You look at him, you do have a respect for him. You know what I mean? He's a seasoned professional, and he's got that kind of respect for all angles. You know, so you're definitely right there in what you're saying.
So Rob, was it a bit of a shock when obviously Warburton and Weir left Ibrox? What was that just news to you?
It was a baffling one, to be honest with you. Obviously, we've seen a little bit on the old Twitter and, you know, just through word of mouth and that. But to this day, I don't really know the ins and outs. But, you know, I think I can read between the lines a little bit. But, yeah, it's disappointing to see him leave, obviously, because then you're thinking, well, you know, you've been brought into the club by these people. So, you know, yeah. Listen, every manager wants to bring in their own team. And also, let's not beat around the bush. You know, the next guy comes in and there's a lot of deals going on under the radar and things going on behind the scenes that people won't know about. So listen, you know that your time's probably going to be up and you're going to have to be moving on. But that's football, and that's, you know, I'm sure you guys are aware of what goes on behind the scenes, but there's a lot of politics as well. So
how did you find Kashinya when he came in, mate?
Miles off it, yeah, absolutely miles off it.
Really? Right away, and is a full squad pick up on that?
Oh yeah, every minute. But yeah, listen, I'm not going to.
He's a nightmare, man.
I'm not going to sit and badmouth people because it's not really my manner to disrespect people. But absolutely worst I've ever come across.
Really?
The worst. The first day you come in and it was like, we're going to train on a Friday, but it'll be a Tuesday, and then, you know, he'd be like, no one goes in the gym, no gym allowed. Do this, do that. Like, it was just.
There's ways of going about things, and it just seems as if he's just trying to come in and do his own thing, and he's ruffled everybody's feathers.
And I remember him putting a presentation up of like where he was, and then I've left this to come here. You guys should be so lucky that I've made this decision, and I'm just like, you know, listen,
that angers me, man.
That angers me because honestly, that's when. I mean, me and Pedro are massive.
No, listen. He put a presentation up, like a PowerPoint of like his home and his family and like like his hotel rooms and like what he looked.
Check me out.
I've left this to come to work with you lot, so you guys should be, you know, praising me. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ. And then he
was a fraud, man.
Yeah, it's a fraud. Yeah, biggest fraud guy.
I mean, I still to this day. I mean, obviously the club had been through so much, and me and Pedro are massive Rangers fans. But to this day, man, like how he got that job, I'll never understand because it was like
I said, guys, there's a lot of politics involved in football.
Oh, aye, totally, man, totally, mate, aye, totally. But so then, did you know then? Right, I'm off. I'm leaving here, or one way or another. I can't work.
No, I thought, yeah, because I knew that obviously he's going to bring in all his Portuguese guys, and you know, there's names, and then I literally got told that no, it kind of worked out in the sense that I had really bad tendonitis. So even I had tendonitis, and I was getting through games and stuff. It was never really an issue, but I knew that he'd use that maybe as an excuse because I wasn't allowed to go into the gym and stuff. We weren't allowed to go to the gym, so then he put all our stuff down to the under 18s sort of changing room. We got to go and change there. It was about 7 of us, and it was just like, you guys can't eat with us, you can't train with us, you can't use the gym, you can't see the physios, you can't see the masseuses. And it was just a case of like, all right, well, here's how it goes. You play a game on a Saturday, and then the new manager comes in and you're out the door. So it's like, you know, you take a bit of.
But is there any? Obviously, we've heard about the likes of Kenny Miller and Lee Wallace. But was it visually like? Was it a kind of thing where he's maybe left the room and you're like, what the fuck is happening here? Like, what's happening?
Yeah. It's like when the head teacher leaves the the classroom, and everyone's like, "Who the is that guy?"
I mean, I know.
Scary. Like, it's just scary. Like, listen, that's the biggest thing I've learned in this industry is just politics. So,
Aye. It's a tough time, man.
But so, I mean, it's funny because we feel as if we're talking about stuff that's mega depressing. But what was highlights at Rangers? What was where you can go? I
remember beating them. Beating the first time. Obviously, we beat them at Hampden, and it was a great game.
Course.
Like, it was
that was one of the best days of my life.
Yeah, had my family in the stands. Like, it was an amazing experience. Those old firm games is something special. Obviously, listen, I took a few losses and that, but just the experience of it all. Obviously, the first season there, it was great. We were flying. I remember the first game, I think we beat Hibs like 6-1 or 5-1, I think it was, something like that.
Tavernier scored a great free kick, man.
That's right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it was just like, great times. Like, it was enjoyable. Like, listen, you walk around the city and, people, you get the good times and you get the bad times, and it kind of went out the window when things was going well. I wasn't really getting the Irish stick so much. And I wasn't really getting the abuse online, all that kind of stuff. And even out, like nights out and that, you're getting stick from both sets of fans because I'm deemed to be playing for the wrong team with the wrong background or the wrong religion, so it was both angles. It wasn't just my fans, it was obviously them as well. So it was
spun a lot of shit all that.
When you're going well, like it's it's only one set of fans and that's them, and then when it's not going well, it's both sets of fans, so.
What do you still keep track of the results and stuff? What you think the Rangers are now, Rob?
Yeah, cool. Yeah, listen, I love to see them doing well. I love it. I follow them on Twitter, Instagram, follow all the boys that obviously I played with. Nothing more than what I see is what they're doing now. Like Gerard's come in and just the whole vibe. It's amazing. And I listen, as you've been part of something like that, you feel proud to be say, listen, I played for that team and look how well they're doing. There's nothing else other than that.
Oh, at the end of the day, you're part of the story. It's part of the.
You're part of the journey.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. What's it now? 22 points, is it? Is it still that?
23.
23.
23 points.
Life's good. Life's good, Rob. Life's good.
Life's good for a Rangers fan now, man. That's why he's fucked off. I don't know where he's went to because he's a Celtic fan. You know what I mean?
Love it.
John, just cut him off now. Fuck him.
Get him out, mate.
So what's the Aye, fuck him. What's the standard like over in America? The standard of football, Orange County.
No, it's really interesting you say that because myself and Harry, we've actually got an academy now where we sort of convey about young talent over Europe. So at the minute, there's
brilliant, man.
I get a plug. So what's the crack? What's happening?
So obviously, I'm still playing here. Harry's decided that he's going to go down the route of coaching now, and he's got an amazing opportunity now with Nike and all sorts of stuff. So he's in an amazing position. But like we said, we see these kids and we know the level of what it's needed to be back home. So Harry has a company here, an academy that coaches these kids privately and with small groups. If they're good enough, we send them. If they're not, then there's other clubs here, colleges, USL teams, MLS teams. So that the talent's growing, and you've got to remember there's 10 times the amount of people here in the US than there are in the UK. So imagine the market's so much bigger, and it's a growing sport. You're not ever going to see it as your number one sport, ahead of your NFL and your
wrestling.
Kind of stuff. Yeah, but it's really, really taken off, And I think they've got the World Cup here in a few years, so it's going to just keep going and going and going. So the talent pool is crazy, and a lot of the big clubs, we speak closely to a few big clubs, and the scouting network here is just they're really going for it.
Brilliant, man. So are you maybe some point in the future, Rob, looking into getting into the coaching side and management and all that, maybe?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we've got this academy here that's growing really well, and we're doing great stuff with it. And just seeing kids get a conveyor belt in the line is obviously going to be massive. But yeah, the coaching here is out this world. The facilities that are open just to the public. I'm talking they're better than Championship to League 1, League 2 in England in terms of the facilities. We have access to these fields, and it's like nothing you've ever seen. Manicured lawns, and it's just like another world. As I can't explain to you, it's just it's like essentially having a Murray Park, but it's open to the public. It's like that kind of vibe, that space and that. Yeah, it's crazy.
Right, next time we do a live show, man, we know this pandemic stops, we're going over to California.
Let's do it for the academy, man.
Definitely. Have you got any plans maybe coming back to the UK? Do you think you'll finish your career out in Orange County?
No, I'm never ever coming back.
Never?
Quite right.
Never.
Oh, mate, I love that, man.
Well,
I love it,
I
man.
never go back. This place here is paradise. I wake up to the sun every day. I go days off. I go my surfing. I go hiking. I go, the nightlife. Everything under one roof is just like,
Wow.
like I said, it's like living in there. And yeah, like my world's here now, and I'm building and building and building, and there's so much opportunity here. And
are you out for your dinner every night?
I've got to be honest with you, I am. Yeah, it's
You man, I can imagine. Well, of course you would.
Brilliant, man. Brilliant.
Tremendous scofful there, innit? I love it.
Me and Harry, we've got some amazing friends here now that showing us the way. They're very successful in their own industries, and you just absorb everything that these guys have done. And I know there's a lot of English boys here that are in the same boats as us, not playing football, but just come from. We're actually really good friends of two Scottish lads who live in the same apartment blocks, and it's nice to hear accents that are familiar, and then everyone's in the same boat. Everyone listens. You miss home a little bit, you miss your family now and again, but for me, it's just like longevity and building my life here now.
Living the dream, mate. Living the dream.
That's fucking inspiring, man. That sounds tremendous. Imagine if we us do there, man, fucking everything off and just going out there, man. I must use a wee bit, man. But
you're saying the three of us, what, is John not invited?
Oh. No, I meant me, you, John. I meant me, you, and John.
Thanks very much.
I've left on the bench, John. I'm gutted.
Right. Rob, so every week on Football Daft, we put our guests' football knowledge to the test with a 90-second quiz.
You
mate, he says don't ask him anything. He's horrendous, but we need to do it, mate. We need to do it.
Horrendous, but let's go for it. I mean, I'll sit on Google on the slide and try and get you answers, but apart from that, there's no chance.
That's fine, mate. That's fine. But we've got top of the leaderboard is John Sutton and Chick Young with 15. We've got Mark Wilson, Keith Lasley tucked in with 14. A good doctor, Kenny Duker, Kevin Harper on 13. We've got Mark Reynolds on 10. Lauren Shankland on 7. Barry Feastenders is on the list as well. He's on 4. And at the bottom, it's a tie between Peter Lovenkrands, Derek Johnson, Craig Levine, and Mick Sue.
Can I just put something out there just quickly? Obviously, my days are full of practice, training, coaching, whatever it may be, and I don't have English Sky Sports. So the only things that I catch up on are obviously just my Instagram and just the Sky Sports app. So you're probably going to sit here and think, does this geezer even know football in any sort of slight terms? So fire away.
Surely you've been keeping up with the SPFL on your Instagram and that. Do you know follow? Fucking St Johnson's fucking tag on it.
Rob, after you saying that, I've just had a quick scan of the questions that producer John has put down, and in technical terms, you are fucked. Honestly.
I was fucked before you asked the question.
Remember, Rob, you can't pass, you need to give an answer. Barry Feastenders was passing.
Listen, it doesn't. See if you don't know, just say anything.
Say anything.
Right.
Because the geezers are a chuckle, man, to be honest with you. Aye. If I'm being honest. Right, in 8 seconds, John, are we ready? Was Rob, are we ready?
Yep.
Sorry, mate.
Right. Who is currently third in the Scottish Premiership?
Hearts.
Capello is the home to which team?
Chris picks up dog shit.
Who did you score your first professional hat-trick against?
My first professional hat-trick? In the playground, mate, at school when I was about 9 years old.
And what year did you sign for Wigan?
2013.
Who was in temporary charge of Rangers before Steven Gerrard?
Oh, Graham Murty.
What club was Graham Alexander manager of before Motherwell?
I don't want to say someone English, but I don't think it is. Berry. I know it's wrong.
What nationality is Celtic's Diego Laxalt?
Laxalt, that sounds like Scandinavian or something. I don't know.
How many loan spells have you had across your career?
418.
Davy Irons. Davy Irons is the manager of which team?
Oh, Kilmarnock.
What club have just sacked a commentator for having a jobby?
Oh my god, I've seen it. He talks about going for a shite. I think it's Hamilton now. I just did it on Instagram, mate. I saw it because that's all I get is Instagram. Yeah.
We need to say Grado skipped a question. Then, so
No, you
are we going to allow him to answer the question that Grado skipped?
No.
Gylfi Sigurdsson signed for Everton from which club?
Swansea?
Yes!
There we go.
That could have made all the difference. We'll go through your wrong answers, Rob. Third in the Scottish Premiership, it's Hibs. Capel is the home of Morton. I've got to hold up my hand. I left in a question from last week. So I
was going to say this. I don't remember Rob Kiernan scoring a hat-trick against Dundee.
I know, I was thinking that, I know.
But do you know what? He got a great answer.
So of own goals in training, that's
yeah. So we'll give you that because you scored your first hat-trick on the playground. Graham signed for Wigan in 2011, apparently, not 2013, Rob. Graham Alexander went from Salford to Motherwell. Diego Laxalt's Uruguayan. Loan spells you've had across your career, we counted 9. I don't know if you've got any more.
But Rob said 400 nods, so he must know better than you, John.
I would give him that, man.
Right, okay.
Just for banner purposes, 418 sounds better, no?
Yeah, okay. We'll give you that then. Davy Adams is the manager of Stesmuir, and well done, by the way. Jobby Gate.
Hamilton.
It was Hamilton, so you're spot on with that. So that gives you a score of 1, 2. We'll give you Gylfi Sigurdsson.
What about the Swansea league?
Yeah, we'll give you Gylfi Sigurdsson as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4.
Brilliant, man.
There we go, mate.
Same as Barry Freestenders.
Do you know what I will say to you is there, Rob? You got more than a man that managed Scotland.
Aye.
So,
yeah, I'm all over that.
Who was that? Craig Levine?
Craig Levine, aye.
Fucking Jock Brown. Who do you think? Of course it was Craig Levine.
Rob, honestly, mate, thanks for giving up your time for coming on. Really appreciate it. It's been a great chat, mate.
Did you enjoy yourself?
Loved it. You boys are good. You're a good laugh, man.
Right, so what about that then, Troops? Rob Kiernan, Somebody was a good guess, wasn't he? Would you trade your life for his right now?
100%.
Incredible, man. What is it with these guys that come on here, man? They just fucking, we're sitting there like bags of shite and he comes on, man, sitting in LA or whatever the fuck
Listen,
is,
mate, see if we were getting up to sunshine every day, we'd look like $1 million and all.
Aye. It's probably one of the guests we've had on that I've really enjoyed but hated at the same time because I want to be living the life he's living right now.
That's it.
But
No. But aye, so the heights as well. What about the heights? I was well impressed with it, boys. Really nice guys,
Aye. Grado's mates, man. He was loving it. He was a bit different too, wasn't he? With the two guys on.
He was, wasn't he? He was like, guys,
Well,
different, man.
That's my pals for the radio, mate. This is what I do, man. I interview pop stars.
He was getting pure nervous and all that.
Was it actually?
Grado, I thought John was your pal for the radio.
Aye.
I used to be. Anyway, I've really thoroughly enjoyed your company, Troops. I'll see you all next week. Enjoy the football. Stay at home. Wash your hands.
And listen, don't be a
Drink your milk.
That's it. Aye, fucking hell. Drink your milk.
By
the way, I just want to say one more thing as well, right? In fact, no, I can't be asked.
See, no. Next week you can tell us where it was going to be, and you can tell us.
Right, cool. Right, well, that's it.
The chip pan's just about to go off, so I'll need to head, lads. I
got a ninja, so I'm going to make my dinner. See you later, Troops.
Tidy. See you later. Bye, boys. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. See you next week.
Audio Frontier.